Was it hard for you to remove toxic people or toxic things from your life as you continue this journey to self-love and getting better?
No, not really. I was a toxic person. I was a toxic person and very self-defeatist, and it all stemmed from my lack of self-esteem in myself. And with Haelee, her journey as a young lady might have been easier had I stepped in and shielded her a little more, but I didn't, and I didn't intentionally because I had confidence that she would find her way. And I didn't want her to make the same mistake. I didn't want to make the same mistakes with her that my grandmother made with me, and always being a crutch. And I said, she will find it, and if I see that she's not finding it, at a certain age, okay, I'll step in and I will come in with a save. So to give you an example, when she was very young, I used to always tell her, every day, you're pretty, you're beautiful, and so on and so forth. And I want to say I continued that up until maybe she was in first grade or second grade or something like that. And the way we would do it is I would take her in the bathroom, I would pick her up, and I would hold her up in the mirror, and I would ask her, what does she see? And then she would say, I don't know. What do you see? And I would say, I see a pretty, pretty princess. Well, as I said, I stopped doing it or whatever. And I told her, at this point, you're old enough to where you have to see these things for yourself. I can't tell you anymore. Because if you can't see it, you're never going to see it. You don't want to have your self-esteem based off of what others see. It has to be based off of what you see. So I'm going to stop telling you, and I'll tell you, moderately or whatever, but I'm not going to always be there to do it for you, whatever. And whether I was right or wrong, I don't know. I'm going to say I was probably right. And I'm going to say I was right because look at what we have now. We have her as a motivational speaker, a published author, a small business owner, and so on and so forth. And she's out not only motivating other young girls, but she's motivating other women too. And, my toxicity was based on the lack of self-esteem. So I was the person who probably would have been bullying Haelee when I was younger. Now, of course, I would not have done it because she's a girl. But if she were a boy, I probably would have. And that was my own toxicity and my lack of self-esteem and my own lack of self-awareness. But as I grew older and started to grow within love within myself, I became a different person. So the toxicity that I had within me was rooted out. And then it was funny because God brought things around full circle. But he said, I'm going to give you a reminder just so you don't revert back. I am going to link you up with someone that's very toxic. And this person that I'm going to link you up with is going to be worse than you. So I'm going to give you your match, and I'm going to give you your match times two. So that way you can look in the mirror and see how ugly you truly were on the inside. And after meeting that person, it forced me to do it forced me to practice more self-awareness than I already had. And it said more or less, let's go ahead and plant this seed and dig these roots deep so that you don't revert back to who and what you were. You will always remain this new creature. So now, instead of being that beacon of toxicity and that glass half empty type person, now I'm a glass half full person. I am a positive. I help people, and instead of leeching off other people, people leech off of me. And when I say leeching, I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, and stuff like that. So I ended up going from someone who needed a beacon of light to someone who gives out light now.
How about yourself, Haley? To hear, him say those things, and he wanted you to grow up to be this very confident person, and sounds like you are, like you're accomplishing all these things. How does that make you feel?
Um, for one, after him saying that he like intentionally did it, I was like, wow, okay. At first, like when I first found out, I was just like, because that's normally my reaction to things until I actually think about it. So I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. He was right. So like, um, me finally admitting that, now I feel like I'm glad because of it, because now I can help other people. And without having them feed on me, like I didn't have to, on my dad, that's something that I allowed them to do too. So I told them certain things and then I allowed them to take it from there. I allowed them to fall on their own. And if they ever needed my help, I would be there. But at the same time, I wouldn't be there every single time because, you know, they have to learn on their own. So, and this is specifically goes to my closest friends who, whenever they're going through struggles, like for one of my friends who is bisexual, she was coming out to her parents and they didn't accept her. So since they didn't accept her, I did. And I just made sure that she knew that. So her knowing that, she didn't need acceptance from anyone else because she knew that she had at least one person to accept her. And that's all that she really needed. And while she did still have to face judgment from other people, she did end up thriving in the end simply because all she needed was one person to believe in her. And that was enough for her. So for me, like not having like that crutch or anything and just having something to fall back on rather than having something to carry me through it, that has helped me a lot within helping myself and figuring things out for myself and helping other people too.